Hi, this is Chuck at Midori Farm. Today I'm going to be planting my onion seeds. I've got 4 different varieties, so I've got 4 different containers for them to be planted in. Now these are just your standard planter pots you can use for flowers or whatever you have. And what I've filled them with already, about half full of just plain soil. Not special, nothing, no fertilizer, nothing. Just real plain soil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wet that soil down quite a bit. Each container. There are no seeds in the containers yet. I'm going to let that water settle a little bit. I'm going to open my pack of onions. Now, I don't know about you, but I always open my seed packs upside down. It allows me to have a little bit of a sign once I've planted my seeds, because then I can put it right side up. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to sprinkle these seeds very gently over the surface of this. So they're nice and spread out. And that's what I mean. See, now the water can't get into the top of the pack, just like that. So I do my next pack. I like growing a variety of onions because actually I'm fairly new to growing onions. I've only grown them for a couple of years successfully. I've tried and failed before, mostly through my own error, but a few times it was because monkeys came and ate them. And you may not believe this, but monkeys love onions. Boy, they sure do. They will come from all over to get it. And we have a lot of monkeys here in Japan, and a lot of farmers in the mountains like me have trouble with them because they are hungry. Not only that, but they work together in teams, and there's bands of monkeys, up to 30 or 40 animals in one band. And I tell you, when they've got a couple of lookouts and the whole family from the grandkids all the way up to grandpa out there eating, they can do a lot of damage to a field in just about an hour. They can eat everything on that field that's worth eating. Not only that, they like to pull stuff up and play with it seems. I've never actually seen them do it, but I've seen the results. And it's not pretty to see your well-tended plants that were well on their way to becoming ripe, that weren't to the monkeys' liking, and then basically they have a food fight. So I really was discouraged from growing onions for a while. Then I moved my farms up here to an area where there aren't as many monkeys, and monkeys so far have not made an appearance on my fields. So I'm feeling very good about that. And so I am going to continue trying to grow my onions and other vegetables up here in the mountains in Keihoku, which is north of Kyoto City, about 1 hour by car. Okay, so I've got my onions all seeded on the surface of the soil. So now what I'm going to do, so I've got some decent potting soil. Nothing special. And I'm just going to put a nice thin layer over the top of those seeds. Not too deep. Now, the important thing was that the soil below them is quite wet. And that's what's going to get the topsoil that I'm putting on here damp and moist. I'll probably sprinkle a little bit of water over the surface just to be sure. But if you thoroughly wet the soil below, you really don't need to worry about watering from above, especially if you're worried about scattering your seeds about. But I feel like with the topsoil here in place, and if I put my hose at a setting that's not too strong, I can probably just dampen the soil a little bit, which will just help things along. I've got a setting here that'll actually be making a little bit gentler like that. Again, just a nice gentle dampening. And we're ready to go. Now, onion seeds to germinate like a little bit of a higher soil temperature. So you want to keep these in a warm place. You might even put them on a hot carpet or a heating mat of some sort, or just somewhere that gets a lot of sunshine. Now, if it does get a lot of sunshine, you're probably going to want to cover them with something so that they don't dehydrate or evaporate all the water, because the onion seeds will need that water to germinate. So make sure you keep them moist and you keep them warm, and in probably a week or so, we're going to see some sprouts, and we'll check back in then to show you how they're doing. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you grow some great onions for yourself sometime. Hi, this is Chuck from Midori Farm. We're taking a look at our onion starts that we started just about 2 or 3 weeks ago out at the farm in Keihoku. Since then, I've taken them and moved them to my house in Kyoto City and put them in my little greenhouse here so I can have them under grow lights and watch them closely, keep them watered. You can see they're coming up, each variety standing up about 12 centimeters. Looking real good, and you can see actually the seed casing still clamped on there to the top of the plants. You can see a close-up right there of some of the seed cases right there on top of the plants. And these are doing real well, but they're still a couple of weeks to a month away to planting out. We're going to let them get much bigger than this, pull them out of here, and plant them out at the farm in Keihoku. So keep watching, and we'll show you how we do that next.